it is 8:30, so it is live on Substack, and that gives me the opportunity to ask Black Liver to tell me your story, or stories, plural, because we've got Ruth and Keith. Hello.
Hiya.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, it's no point me doing, going through some kind of fake introduction to you, because you're sitting there live. Who are you?
My name's Ruth, and I'm from Blackpool.
My name's Keith, and I'm from Liverpool, and that makes us
Black Liver.
You've done that before.
We
Yeah.
have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've
It's getting
seen
boring
you.
now. It's getting boring now. It's
Yeah.
just, we did it at first just to explain what Black Liver meant. And then we went, hey, this is quite entertaining. We'll do this all the time. And then you do it at every gig and every show.
But still, we get people say, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black Liver.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Black Liver. No, it's Black Liver.
And then
Blackpool
the next thing straight after, they say, Blackpool, I've been there. It's oh. And then they say to me, Liverpool, hey, he's from Liverpool. Hide the money. Oh,
Yeah,
hide your car keys.
Every time.
Every time. And we both
Look,
go, ha, 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 ha.
I am not a Liverpudlian. I sometimes refer to myself to annoy people as a Liverpolitan. It's a word that predates Liverpudlian and Scouse. It's a Victorian term. But my children. So when people say things like that, because I don't sound like someone from local, I say, you're talking about my kids. My kids are born and bred from that part of the world. They're good people.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, when I go to Liverpool, nobody thinks I've got an accent at all.
No. But you do. It's quite refined now from your years in the theatre.
Well,
There's probably a bit of that. It's probably because I moved around so much, because I'm born in Liverpool and lived there a bit as a kid. And then I didn't go back until I was 17, 18. So, yeah, all over the place. And lived in Lancashire quite well, because Liverpool used to be part of Lancashire, didn't it? So I've got a bit of that old Liverpool accent, I suppose.
People end up saying I sound like I'm from Liverpool, and I'm from Blackpool. But because people don't understand what a Blackpool accent is,
E-I-O. Isn't it that?
Amp up your Liverpool accent. I went, I've not got a Liverpool accent. Have you never been? Anyway, I had to just pretend I was from Liverpool.
It might be a high-pitched squealing because we've got a bit of Welsh in us.
Yes.
It gets, when you get emotional, it gets quite high-pitched.
Yeah.
Terry Jones, he used to say that all the time.
Well, I think, again, as someone who's got an outsider's perspective of Liverpool...
what else have I say?
Have we gone frozen?
There's a little bit of freeze there going on.
You seem to go... You're just like this, Gav, at the moment. Hey!
A bit of a judder going
we'll
on.
Just ramble on.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. You ramble on and tell us what Black Liver is.
So we first met. We did meet. We met on the comedy circuit.
We did. So we started off doing stand-up, and we were both stand-up for a long time separately.
I didn't meet for years and years and years, but we heard so much about each other.
Yeah. And we never got booked together because we both played the guitar. So.
And also, time would explode.
Yeah, if we met. But yeah, we'd never get booked because you can't have. I'm a woman and you play the guitar, so you can't have two novelty acts on at the same time.
Yeah,
I wasn't a novelty act.
Well, you played the guitar, makes you a novelty. And then we did a gig at the Frog together eventually, and
started chatting
and writing stories together. So I was running a gig, and so I went, "Oh, do you want to come and do this gig?" And it was a variety night. I wanted to do something a bit different that wasn't just stand up. And so I said, "Will you come and read a story that I'd written?" And then we wrote this story together, didn't we?
Yeah, Porn and Ori.
It was Porn and Ori. I'd written a dirty story.
It was cheeky. It wasn't...
Cheeky little story.
It wasn't dirty. I changed it to cheeky.
Yeah. adult story time, and then we had a 3-piece band playing behind, so it was a bit Bonzo Dog Doodah band, and you read this story as creepy cousin Kevin.
Yeah.
And
with my false hand
your false hand
turning the pages.
And that was the first time my mum and dad saw you perform.
It was.
Yeah.
That didn't sound good.
No.
That didn't really sound good at all. And then I had to go. Then we both were going to Edinburgh,
Yeah.
and I needed somebody to do my show with me. And I
Yeah.
went, "Well, you're up there. Come and do it with me."
So I was doing a daytime show down at the Grass Market
And an evening show.
and an evening show with Phil Ellis, and then you said you want to do my show, so I was up doing 3 shows.
Yeah.
Having a right old time. It's great.
And then I was waiting for Ruth one time. And no, actually, what happened was we were out one night and Primal Scream were playing in
Princess Street Gardens.
So we climbed over because we had tickets. So we climbed over the railings, got caught, and got stuck in a tent, like security tent. And then that's when Ruth said, "I want to be in a band and play loud."
Yeah.
And that was it. We just made a joke out of it.
Yeah.
It was just a joke, really.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, we'll call it Black Liver." Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, because we were like just doing so, you know what it's like in Edinburgh, you're just doing so many shows, and then, we were exhausted, but you know, when you're creatively excited about stuff and you go, I just want to be loud and do something different.
Yeah.
And then, we decided to do Black Liver.
But it wasn't really going to happen. It
No.
was just a joke. It was like a joke idea that we talk about between shows.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And so we just started making videos and call it Black Liver.
And we were really, because
Dot.
you know what you were in during lockdown? You were like, well, we've got to have some sort of structure. Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and drink wine.
Yeah.
So we treated it like, it was the first time you know what it's like as a creative, you don't really have any structure. So we went, right, Monday to Friday, we're creating. We're doing a thing.
Yeah,
So
we'd write the song.
Yeah.
We'd storyboard it. Then we'd set up the set, which was just in this one-room flat. It was just a bed sit.
Right, yeah, one room
Film
flat.
different corners. But I remember Terry Gilliam talking about they only had one castle in the Holy Grail, and they just filmed it from different angles. So I went, well, that's what we'll do. We'll employ the Gilliam attitude to making these different videos in 2 years in one room, just film it in different places. And so that's what we did, really, wasn't it?
And then, so we'd do all that during the week, and then Friday we'd publish the video online, and then when we get drunk and watch it.
Hey.
And
So basically, like many creatives, it took COVID to give yourself a structured job.
Yeah,
It was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
Not for everybody else.
Not for everybody
No.
else. Not for the rest of the world.
Whenever so many creatives I know and other people, you know, the caveat, because of course it was, you know, we all do it. I'm doing it now. The caveat is a very difficult time, and then there's lots of sadness.
Yes.
But for lots of people, I mean, I would cherish it for the time that I spent with my children.
Yeah.
And also, I think it gave me, because I'd only just started doing what I'm doing now, and I was joining in and making things, and it kind of gave people the impression I knew what I was doing, even though I hadn't really done it.
And it's like a break, isn't it? Because you get stuck on one. We were stuck in there. We've got to do gigs. We've got to go out and we've got to do the clubs. We're doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's the same. And then we kind of went, okay, instead of playing the gigs that we have been doing for years, why don't we write what we want to write? And it turns out it wasn't the stuff that would go down well in gigs, but we could put it out online instead.
So that's where, because, you know, the form of Black Liver that you are mostly, you know, you create theatre shows in all its forms, performances, who knows what the description is, and you tour them off your own back, and rural touring, and they all do seem very different. Tell us about the shows you've got or the shows you've done, because they all are they seem so it's like, oh, what we're going to do next, what we're going to do next. Exciting.
Well,
Well,
I think
it
go on.
started with when you got commissioned by
Spot on.
to do
Miss
Nobody.
Nobody's. And was so Spot On had a commission out, and that gave us a chance to try out some stories and try out a different way of working. And that was the commission was to go to Great Harwood, a town that nobody really, I mean, obviously the people of Great Harwood know it, but there was no reason to go there for a lot of people. So we went there and found out stories. But then it was lockdown, so there was like, we can't really go anywhere bar shops. So it was a case of going in, and we thought people would be a bit nervous about talking, but I think loads of people were just like, oh God, we need to talk to somebody. And then we just hung around charity shops and gathered stories. So that was the first show we kind of created in that way.
So we made it into a show about a shop that went over 100 years.
Yeah.
Because it was easy to do because it's sort of an easy platform to do different sketches. And so we did each sort of era in a different form. Some were in sketch, some were in poetry, some were in song, some were in, well, a cartoon. We become living cartoons.
Yeah. So just
pigeons,
pigeon masks.
pure Disney.
Yeah.
Pixar.
Or
Aardman. I think it's probably more Aardman, isn't it? But it's these two pigeons that are, could it's set in the 60s, I think. It's Pete and Dud, really, if you know it. But
so that was a chance to try lots of different formats of performance, but tell real stories. So we interviewed people, we chatted to folk, and then we also used poetry from Ethel Carney Holdsworth, who was from Great Harwood, and she's cited as the first female working class novelist in the UK, and that, for me, that was like a huge turning point of, right, okay, there's some writing out there that was funny and dark and weird from 1918 or something, and that just opened up a big a sort of door in my head.
There's even a silent film made of a novel that we're trying to get the rights of so we can play it with a live band and put
amazing
a sort of show to it.
Yeah.
I mean, rights wise, it's over 70 years. It's getting
it's, I mean, that's really early. That's just talking to other people so that's an idea.
Yeah.
Can I
ask you something? And I want to make an oblique connection to a poet who's died recently, Tony Harrison, who was quite an influence on me in many ways, not in any of my work, but just my exposure to him as a poet. In the 80s, I watched V, his mystery plays. He's just died, and he said something in a South Bank show that stuck in my head, and I'm going to misquote it, which is, show me my boundaries and I can be free. And it was a political view, but for me, I understand that as a creative. So you were given a commission. You know, it's got to be this, it's got to be here, it's got to have this, you've got to do it by then, COVID aside, and it's going to go here. So there's a whole set of boundaries, but then within that, you can do whatever you want. Does that resonate for you?
It's much easier. It's much easier when you've got boundaries. It's much easier when you've got limitations. For example, I mean, I use, say, The Simpsons. You can't swear in The Simpsons. They can't use too much, so they push it. That's why The Simpsons was always quite funny when I was a kid, because it used its limitations for its creativity, and that saw how you could, have far more ideas when we're told about things. Like, for an example, we've got another one called Deviled Eggs, and it was because we were given a
guest book from a boarding house in Burnley from the 1920s, and they had all of these performers staying there. So they had the world's greatest bender, and he was a contortionist, staying there. And then they had Houdini staying there. We saw Houdini's handwriting. Say what? And so there was this. We went into the archive and went, okay, this is how do we bring that to life. But also, this is what's good about rural touring is you go, okay, it's got to fit into this weird space. We've got this amount of space to put props, so we can't make a whole boarding house that can travel with us. It's got to be able to, all of the props have to be reused in all these different ways, but it makes you think about the performance and think about the language that you use and how you're going to connect to the audience instead of going, oh, well, it's fine. We're going to have big flats that can turn round and a fancy lighting beam.
Having the connection with music, we use a lot of sound
Yeah.
to create certain settings and atmospheres and time difference. It's a basic thing, but it's using music and sound effects always helps.
Yeah.
Really, when it comes to you've got a limited space and a limited time to create a setting for a play.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the original question. Yes, limitations do inspire. They do inspire. Yeah, definitely.
Because you've
Being
got that
told what to
freedom. This is live, and we've got Claire joining us, and Claire totally agrees with boundaries. Really important. Otherwise, the amount of choice you have is crippling and overwhelming, and I recognise that.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it's that thing, for young people. I come from a teaching background, and the fear of the blank page. I don't think these days you were given a blank page. I do remember at school being given a blank page to fill in an hour and say write something. It's the worst thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you just remind everybody that all great authors take inspiration and borrow models and borrow ideas, and then suddenly make it their own. So Deviled Eggs was based in a hotel, and that's obviously you drew on your own because you've talked about the fact that you were brought up in
I did. I was brought up in a bed and breakfast in Blackpool on the North Shore, and then my parents had some bed and breakfasts throughout.
Well, actually,
my
it's
life.
not a hotel, is it? It's a boutique.
Actually,
Sorry.
in Deviled Eggs, it's a boutique hotel and bistro.
Or in other words, a B&B.
A B&B. But I grew up in growing up in Blackpool is a very odd place to grow up, in a lovely way. And growing up in a bed and breakfast, there's loads of people that we have kept finding actually after shows. You get people coming up to us and talking to us about their experience growing up in a bed and breakfast or owning a bed and breakfast.
Oh, yeah, the landladies, the one where they have nudists.
Oh yeah, we had one woman. She said, "Oh, we had every year we get the same nudist come in."
Yeah, they have a nudist
because they have a nudist night at
conference or whatever. It's like the Conservatives do when they come to Blackpool. The nudists turn up, and you have to keep on telling them.
Probably quite a big crossover.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
And apparently they all go to the sandcastle.
With oranges and.
I've stayed in the sandcastle.
Really?
Anyway, moving on. It was for spot on because I had to find somewhere cheap.
There you go.
I thought I was going to die. Anyway,
jamming things behind the door. Yeah.
So what have you got? I mean, you've always got things on the boil. Another Deviled Eggs joke. Bad. Moving on. What have you got coming up? What shows have you got both happening in between now and perhaps Christmas? And what have you got on the boil?
We've got the game show.
Game show, which was commissioned by Showtown Museum, and they wanted us to create something that used their panorama. So they've got this panorama that goes across the wall that is lots of different things that have happened in Blackpool's history. And they have Jenny the Donkey telling you all about the different things that have happened on the prom.
So we started that as like a game show that was just about Blackpool, really.
Yeah.
Blackpool entertainment. And then it's now turned into a show that has a game show in it, and it's about your hometown. So every town we went to, we do questions about the hometown.
Yeah.
And now it's become a show that detaches itself from the game show and goes into poems and songs about different characters singing about their hometown or talking about their hometown, and then goes back into the game show. So it's a weird. I can't really describe that. The mediums it started to grow in itself. It sprouted strange branches.
But the thing that always ties it. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. I saw snippets of it. We were both at the same showcase, and the whole concept. I mean, I've done a lot of comedy, alternative comedy for kids, and the game show model is so much fun because it's like what we were talking about before. You've got like the structure, haven't you? We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and there's a system. Now, hard on top of that.
Oh yeah, it walks out. We literally, as the game show hosts, walk off the set and start talking about these other things that are quite serious, and then it reverts back. Well, to serious satire. It's always a bit of satire in it, and then goes back to the game show
because it's about the places that we go to. So we also then link it to Blackpool and Liverpool. But there's a sense of like civic pride, and there's that discussion of what is civic pride, what can we still be proud of where we're from, what does that mean, because we go to these places and sometimes you get people, I just can't wait to leave, or you get people that go, I'm really proud of where I'm from. So we don't want to go there, fly a flag for a town that we don't know an awful lot about, but we want to celebrate all of these different places that we go to. So we've been to Buxton, we've done Blackpool. Where else have we been?
I can't remember.
Where are you going to?
We're going to
Shakespeare North.
We're doing Shakespeare North in November. So Prescott. And we'll be down in Shropshire with Arts Alive. And then
we're in Aberdeenshire
doing Port Gordon and up round there.
But we're also doing deviled eggs up there as well.
We are.
Great.
So we're all over the shop. It's great fun.
Then we've got another
game. Say again, Keith. Sorry.
I was just saying we did after doing Glastonbury. Boom. We did Glastonbury. We're just working on tracks for the album. So what we're doing on our website is putting out just the demos, and people just pick that one. You can do that one. So we're going to get everybody to listen to them all and go, I want that one, and that one, not that one.
Yeah.
That can be a B-side. That could be an obscure track on a Japanese import.
It'll get exchanged on tapes at the Black Liver conventions. Down the line. How do you choose? I mean, we've talked about commissions. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I, with Culturepedia Spot On, was in Burnley looking at an archive of the rival. I was at Burnley Mechanics. I was looking at the Empire had Houdini, and everyone was happy with that. Burnley Mechanics had spiritualists, and I was the caretaker. Used to go and find the strings and reveal. But yeah, just looking at archive things, beautiful. How do you then decide that is something that's purely you? How have you got anything you've got bubbling, spinning? It's not a commission. It's not targeted. This is the story. This is the show. This is the performance that Black Liver wants to do.
Well, that's it. Because the album's going to be called "We Are Black Liver, You're Welcome," and that's just songs that we've ended up songs or poetry, and then.
But it's not going to be the stuff that we do in the shows.
No.
It's stuff that we wanted to sing about. I mean, we got songs like School Run Bloodbath.
I have laughed so hard at your songs and videos. I'm not even saying that. You know that, I'm one of those horrible, creepy kind of like fans. Because I am. I mean, even the title to me, if you put a joke in the title, it just, I'm already invested.
Yeah, so there's the ones like that. They're a lot darker.
Yeah,
a lot darker.
And then it's just because you're always writing stuff that you go, all right, well that can't fit into what we're doing, but you're just sort of making notes on something, and then when you've got the time, then it kind of comes out. So we're doing the demos on SoundCloud, and then whatever people want to have on the first EP, then they'll vote, and we'll put that out properly recorded with the band.
Yeah, we're doing our stories,
and then we're doing
time of the month.
So on the full moon we just release a story, and there's no reason other than
us, really.
We want to. Yeah, it's an exercise to get, because they might be used for something later on, but it's that exercise of going, right, well, what do I like listening to? I want to write something a bit like that. And those are those moments. But what's what we always put in all of the shows, and you say all the shows are so different. So we had one called Support Your Local Library, a Gothic Pub Rock Opera, and so that seems really different to Deviled Eggs and Miss Nobody's, but and Game Show. But what holds them all together is the fact that we've done poetry, storytelling, sketches, and music, and all. It's the same in every sort of show. We have the same
We're just trying
mediums.
to create a variety show because
Yeah.
we got because especially me, has got such a short attention span, especially when it comes to watching other people. Because you're better going to live shows and gigs and stuff, and I can't be bothered. So I go, what would I want to watch? And if it changes every 5 minutes, that's fine. But no, single plays.
But I'm with you. I'm with you in that, you know, I think we're similar ages, Keith. And actually, I think both of us, you know, if you're of a similar age, comedy wasn't everywhere, and then it exploded. But I've still got my kind of like memories of those musician comedians. You know, obviously Billy Connolly was one of them, but Richard Digance I used to see, and
Richard Digance, Mike Harding,
of course, who's still, you know, writing and still making and that variety, which became perhaps with the predominance, because I was brought up in Southeast London and my local comedy club was the Tunnel. And I was too young to go there, but I did go to Up the Creek. So that's where I just saw a list of people who were on day release from various institutions, you know, from managerial positions, but they were not stand-ups. The night was varied. There was musicians, and also, you know, I do know lots of people involved in comedy who do resent somebody with a guitar. It's like, but hang on a second, it's because like poets and musicians and singers, they come to an end and audiences are polite. Whereas comedians expect the same without necessarily adding the punchline that will give them the round of applause.
Yes.
But variety is something that I love, and I'm steeped in that, and I want to see people do stupid things and thoughtful things.
All I wanted to be was Sammy Davis Jr.
Ah,
That's all I wanted to be. I thought he looked cool. He did everything. He acted, he could dance, he could sing.
yeah,
It's funny.
It's funny. Just
it was funny.
everything. And smoked really well.
Oh,
Yeah.
And taught me how to smoke. I don't smoke anymore, by the way. So.
Well, I don't smoke any less. Yeah, there is, but perhaps in some places, perhaps because both of you coming from comedy, and I've got that fascination with it. There is a perception in comedy you're only allowed to be one thing.
Yes, and
which is
that's
odd.
why we kind of started that chat when we first met. And it was like, all right, I want to do a variety night. I want there to be. You hate magicians, but I wanted there to be a magician and a musician and a character.
I can't stand
them. Why don't you like them?
Because they're liars.
They're liars.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't stand them.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
But I wanted to, like, all of that, and I'd grown up in Blackpool with going to comedy at the because you get free tickets at the beginning of the season, so all the landladies could go and check out the act and then tell the people that were staying at the bed and breakfast what the shows were like. So, and then my dad always showed me like Al Reed and different people that were not just like one-liners or whatever. There was a variety on stage.
And you think of also like think of someone from Liverpool like Ken Dodd, you know, fantastic jokesmith, but also one of the biggest album sellers in a couple of years, with singing very straight songs, and also his big.
Yeah, had all his records. She did.
Did she?
Yeah,
he was huge. She'd be crying.
Tears for souvenirs.
Smoking a big Continental and black cigarettes. He's got a lovely voice. Hasn't he got a lovely voice? That's marvelous. That's marvelous, that, ain't it? Yeah, it's nice, that, man.
Balladeer. Yeah. He was a balladeer.
A balladeer.
And he was allowed to be, and lots of those show structures had. I mean, I think we talk about it again, going back to the comedy frame. We talk about you've got to say something emotional at 45 minutes in the Edinburgh
Yeah.
model, which is
Yeah.
the same. That, you know, Sammy Davis Jr. with the Duke doing the jokes, and then he would sing Mr. Bojangles and dance in a smooth, which make us all feel a bit sad, and then finish drunk.
Well, yeah,
So
you need that because you can't. It's all just one tone. If
yeah,
it's just all one tone, then your brain switches off. It's like you can't just always eat bananas.
yeah. No, do terrible things to you.
I don't know why that was.
I'm
No,
having that.
I
I'm
mean,
having that as a T-shirt.
that's merch. That's the title. That's the second EP title.
Yeah.
The first one we had this morning, we were chatting away, and
What was this morning?
you have the
The first
personality
banana.
of an you have the personality of an estate agent.
That was
But please, because terrible memory, terrible focus. I don't, and also I'm surrounded by, once a week my son's here and has very little interest in anything comedic I've got to say because I'm just his dad.
Yeah.
But do you have that moment where something has spontaneously come out between you, and then one of you, the other one, goes, write it down?
Oh yeah.
Do we?
Yeah. You're always saying write that down. We'll not remember
After
it.
a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Hey, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Get it down there again. And you get a bottle of wine. That's even better. And you read it the next day. It goes, dribble.
Yeah. We do have little
Dream
books.
notes.
Dribbles.
We do have little books with like the ideas that get that down. And then eventually we'll go back to it.
Yeah, intrusive thoughts are always the best things for my writing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really get inspired by anything. I will just be sat on my own or sat in a bus or having a shower, and then something not right comes out.
Yeah.
And I'll have to write that down. I'll have to put that together.
You can tell when Keith's got a song or an idea going round and round because you just don't sleep or talk.
Yeah, I get it. What do I do? Was it fixate?
Yeah, fixate. But you could tell you're thinking because your eyes do that. I can't do it, but they're like as if they're reading something really fast. You go, what? Like C3PO is broken. What's happened?
But then do you ever
like
feel
salamander.
finished with an idea? Is anything ever finished?
No.
But
you have to just leave it alone.
Yeah, you can't be a perfectionist with it. It's just sort of sometimes, and then sometimes you go back and go, all right, well, we can remake that. But
you never do. Well, you do, but I mean, we keep rewriting the shows, don't we?
sometimes you
get bored of writing shows, so we start improvising in the
because
middle
we've
of
been
it.
doing Miss Nobody for about 5 years now. So
Yeah.
every time we do the show, something a bit different. Got to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go, all right, politics have changed, or ideas have changed, or whatever. So you just add something.
And there is that resonance. I mean, being the comedy nerd, Stuart Lee, who scripts his stuff very, very closely, always keeps like 10-20% of, he doesn't know where it's going to go. Because otherwise, like you say, I feel the same way. I have to have a space where chaos rules, when I don't know what people are going to do or say to me. I encourage that, and so that's where the excitement happens. And also, because we're both, particularly you with your big stand-up career and show career, I think lots of audience cannot believe that you can come up with things at that crucible moment, whereas that's actually I'm much more comfortable when I'm engaging in a chaotic moment, because I know I've got things in the back, than I am with that crafted piece of material that I've lost confidence in 6 months ago.
Yeah. I'm bored of that bit. All right.
Boring.
All right. Or you think, I'm going to sound too sentimental or a bit too rigid.
It backfired one time though. We were doing Deviled Eggs, and I went, do you know what? I'm going to do it as a different character. The main character as a completely different character.
Who are you doing?
I can't remember.
Him from the band.
Him from the band.
Yeah, great with names, me.
Him from the band.
Yeah, really slow.
Him from the band, really slow.
Yeah, he speaks really slow and with a Liverpool accent.
Oh, Holly Johnson.
I
decided to do the character as a kind of mixture.
We were all
Holly
thinking
Johnson. Yeah, Holly Johnson and Lou Reed.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
and I didn't enjoy it.
No.
I should have practiced it first. I don't know why I decided to do that.
Because I think you just went, yeah, let's just mix it up. It's gonna be interesting.
I was bored.
And then I'm left on stage like, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah, the timing was all wrong for the delivery.
It made us laugh, but yeah.
Confused the
In
audience.
jokes. They become in jokes, don't they? And the audience can sense
Yeah, never did
it's.
that.
Never again.
Never again.
But
I don't
it's
know why,
great
because
when
they're natural bedfellows. Holly Johnson, Lou Reed. I can't imagine them separately now.
Yeah.
That's how I thought.
yeah,
That's how I thought.
right. But we do like that. We always sort of break the fourth wall, talk to the audience a bit, make sure it allows the audience to. Sometimes because it always depends on the audience, doesn't it? Some of them are a bit intimidated. The audience is going to go, oh, are they going to speak to us? Oh,
Yes.
or they love it and are like, yeah, let's go for it. Because we'll tend to do after the interval a bit of chatting with the audience, either staying in character or as us, and it's great to improvise and have a laugh.
Well,
And
that's the thing
audience
I've had
goes.
to learn, because most of the things I've done previously have been shows for families or kids, really, and they're 15 minutes and out. You don't have a break and then come back to face face your fears again. So that pulling, you go to see so many shows where a performer puts out some cards and is drawing from the audience to kind of warm back into it, and I draw on that all the time, because I'm learning how to go back and face an audience who I've convinced myself hate me. And actually had grown-ups thinking faces and concentration faces and enjoying faces can be furious, whereas kids' furious faces is because they're furious at you. It's very straightforward and quite easy. So that's learning for me. Right.
And especially in libraries and things, when you're touring with rural touring, you can see them all.
You can see them all in full light.
Yeah.
And then you can also see. I was in Chorlton Library last week in an evening gig, and the Chorlton Library is a beautiful Carnegie Library, incredible atmosphere and architecture. And they've had an extension. They've had lots of work done. It's brilliant, and it's full. When I walked in, it's still open. It's full of families and joy and laughter, everything you want it to be. And I did my show in the meeting room, which was a white box, which was great, but it wasn't really the Victorian atmosphere. But and then for some reason I went away, got my stuff, came back, and they'd moved all the folded tables where I was going to stand, so they're all behind me instead of the white wall. I got all the folded banqueting tables. But and then you just got to make of that, and it turned out to be a lovely night and a lovely audience, and you just make of that what is given.
Yeah.
So I'll put links to things. You got lots coming up. I'm going to come and see. My next family thing, and this was decided before I saw your thing, is a children's quiz show, because I've been doing it for years, game show type thing.
Yeah.
But with a sci-fi theme. So I don't want to come and see it and steal anything. Not that I will, because you're above me. But I'll put links, and I'm going to try and come and see the Shakespeare North piece. Shakespeare North quiz thing. Depending on what gigs I've got. But there's a couple of people here, and if they want to ask you a question, you can type it in now. But I'd like to ask you, I say this every time, I don't believe in comfort in guilty pleasures, because we have like a cultural snobbery, and we all like, today I've read a bit of poetry because I'm trying to get a bit more. I'm forcing myself to read more poetry. I've also read some children's books.
Read some of Ethel Carney's, right? I'll send you. I'll send you a link, right?
That's not your guilty pleasure, is it?
That's not my guilty pleasure.
No.
The guilty pleasure we were thinking about.
What's your comfort place? What's where it's like
the comfort thing is what we usually say when we're hungover. We don't hang around with each other, because we don't want to. We're not entertained by the same things.
No, not when we're hungover. No.
So that's when the guilty pleasure.
You're right. You're both hungover. You're in different counties or whatever. And what are you watching? Reading, listening to.
If it's a film, it's going to be Clueless or Mean Girls, like a teen, like one of them.
Yeah.
Love it. And as you know, I think Clueless is actually underrated as a film.
Yeah.
Really, I think loads of people think it's a good film.
Well, I think when I was younger, it was
Aye.
generally seen as, well, it's just for girls, isn't it? So
I get you.
Aye. My guilty pleasure is giallo films, like Italian exploitation films or
Right.
80s straight to video. Mario
Yeah.
Bava, Lucio Fulci.
Badly
Things
dubbed.
like, oh yeah. Well, oh no, I watch some subtitles.
Right.
Things like Invasion of the Bee Girls. Really
Okay.
problematic. Usually incredibly sexist. Very
I can't imagine why
exploitative.
you're not watching this together. I cannot imagine.
I don't know why. I think they're funny. I like them. Very gory.
Oh, awful! If I come
Very
in to like bring you a cup of tea, no, no.
They're mine.
And then for books, when it comes towards Christmas, I always have to read a romance novel.
Okay.
So like a Jenny Colgan or something. So like very sweetie, and then just to annoy Keith, I'll read it out loud.
I will read War of the Worlds again, or I'm Legend. I'm Legend. You can read
Yeah,
in an afternoon.
bit of Matheson. Yeah.
Read in an afternoon. So yeah, they're my comfort books.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, we need to talk more about that because I'm so enjoying being in that horrible world of War of the Worlds. I know it's awful. I'm just getting so much because I've been desperate to kind of try to entertain and make people like me, and now I'm creating a piece which is just hateful, and everybody walks away silently.
Well, it is anti-people, isn't it? It's really
Yeah.
people are awful.
Yeah,
People are awful, and lots of them should die, but lots of people who shouldn't die do die. Isn't that awful? And I do have people walking out saying, "Oh, thank you for that. That was really thank you." I'm like, I'm glad you're thanking me, but I'm sorry for ruining everything. I can't. There's part of me that enjoys that, as well as investing in the importance of what it is and how I feel about it. There's part of me that enjoys that. So, Claire, definitely, Jenny Colgan, A Christmas Treat.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Jenny Colgan's Christmas always. Yeah.
Mine at Christmas. I've never ever watched It's a Wonderful Life. That's a choice.
No.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's like, your reaction to magicians. I am that horrible person that says, "Don't tell me what's good. Don't tell me what I'll like."
There you go. That's me with that Philadelphia comedy show. Oh, you'll love it, Keith. You'll love it. Well,
It's Always Sunny.
yeah. Oh, you'll love it, Keith. Well, don't tell me.
And the trouble is, I think you would, but because you've been told you like it, you won't watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very natural thing. It's a very natural thing. I wouldn't sit down and watch it, but my son watches it lots. And when it's on, I can sit and watch it for 5 minutes and laugh, and I'm quite happy to leave as well. Yeah. I think there are better choices to make, but I understand why it's good. Well, people like it. That's good. So if there's no other questions, I want to draw this to a close by saying, I said this before. I'm asking people. I feel like I'm kind of like a year 7 or first year, because I'm old, looking up at the sixth formers at what I'd like to do, and I see what you're doing, and and your work ethic and your reputation, how people speak about you. We never perhaps hear this, but people speak so highly of you for such good reasons. And I do hope, if anybody sees this and comes to see your show, please let Keith and Ruth know, but they should, because it's going to be a good night out. So
that's
one
what we
day,
always try and do, is make it a full night of entertainment. You're coming out, you're spending your money, spending some time coming out.
I love how everybody comes up and goes, "Hey, that was good.
That was good. That
hey,
surprised.
I enjoyed that."
Yeah, and inside, do you resist saying, "Don't sound so surprised"?
Yeah. And I just say it. Followed with "Get out."
No, it's a strange. I don't know about you, but I have a strange emotional relationship with when audiences feedback, and it's a very odd thing because that humble. I wish I could be a bit more kind of It was, oh, thank you very much. Yes. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. And then I'm allowed to enjoy it for an hour, and then my brain tells me I'm the worst. But
No,
you are the best.
forget that. When they say that was really good, I say, "I know, thanks."
Yeah, this is why I speak to the audience a bit more, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is why
I wear my heart on my sleeve. Yes, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I
Yeah.
go home and look at myself in the mirror and just give cheeky wink. Hey,
I looked then, I was hoping in all my heart that you were wearing short sleeves, because then that would have been very you are so good at what you do, and I always intrigued by what you've got cooking next. Enjoy the rural tours. I know you're building. I can see what you're doing from the outside. I know you do shows. I know you're talking about working with a band. That happens sometimes. You do the fallback, and so I honestly believe with your ethos, work ethic, and your skills, Black Liver is just going to keep growing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
yeah,
for having us.
thanks, Gav. I know we will. Cheeky wink.
Yes, we are. We are. Yeah, I know. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful run of shows, and I look forward to crossing paths with you again.
Yeah,
And
see you soon.
Gav. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Oh, there they go. Look at that little cheeky wink. One more cheeky wink, please. Too late. They're absolutely Black Liver there. Seek them out if they're touring with Applause. That's south up to north of Scotland, across the country, and their social media little. I love what did they describe? Talking about the time of the month. There's in the lockdown was where I kind of like really latched onto what they were doing, and beyond that, their songs and their. I was going to say parodies. They're not parodies because they're all really original pieces and really original thinking, and of that great school of a genuinely funny song, but also incredibly well written because there's the poets, comedians, and performers at heart. Right. Thank you very much for listening. If you got this far. Brilliant. Coming up next week, another poet, performer, comedian, writer, Robin Ince will be joining. And then between now and then, I'll also announce the next run of contributors who will come along and tell me their story. You can join us live on a Tuesday. Obviously, it's there on YouTube and audio only as a podcast. And if you could tell people about it, that would be very helpful because I think people will get so much from it, particularly if they're creatives themselves. And if they're not, they're interested in people who are. Right. Off we go. It's getting close to some kind of time of the month. I don't know what it is, but I need to now go and re-immerse myself into more poetry and more ghost stories. We're in October tomorrow, and my October is all ghost stories. Ghost stories for kids, ghost stories for grown-ups, ghost stories for your pets, ghost stories for you, your neighbours, your enemies. If you want them, oh, I've got them. Thank you.